Hi, it's Christine from Hollis Hands Create. Today is Thursday, March 21st. This is FlossTube number 55, lucky 55. I hope everyone is well. If you've wandered into this space, this is my channel about cross stitch and occasionally some other crafty endeavors, but primarily about cross stitch. If you've wandered in by accident, I hope you'll stay and maybe find something to be inspired about. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back and visiting with me. And hopefully you'll subscribe. And if you've already been a subscriber, I thank you for that as well. Today we got a little bit of everything. We've got some market experience information, shop update, some assignments updates, a couple of new starts, some spring stitches, and just a little bit of haul and giveaways. So let's see, well, what's first? Well, okay, so we're celebrating 2 holidays in 1 month. Got my St. Patty's mug, and I'm a quarter Irish, so we celebrate St. Patty's fairly well. Since my grandpa Jones passed away, not probably quite as much as we used to, but you know, he definitely took you know, being Irish very seriously. So let's see, I'm gonna kind of jump right in, but before I do that, I just want to say it's been, you know, 6-7 weeks since I filmed, and in that time we won the Super Bowl, which I'm very excited about. My husband and I attended the Super Bowl parade, and unfortunately there was a bad incident at the end of the parade. And I just want to say a quick thank you to those of you who actually reached out to me through the shop or through Instagram messages to say, oh, I hope you're okay and everything is all right. And I had closed the shop for the day so that we could go downtown and be part of the Super Bowl parade and rally. And again, it touched me, you know, a lot that you would reach out and say, I hope that you're okay. So I just want to quick say thank you for that. Also, this past Friday night, well, maybe it was the Friday before, 15th, I think, I did a Friday with Friends with Liz, the Wandering Stitcher, and that was a lot of fun. And at the tail end, you know, I did kind of reveal that my mom, who has been in hospice at home, actually fell and fractured her hip and had to go in for surgery. And so I went down last Saturday, and my sisters and I had to find her a rehab home, a rehab facility, not necessarily a home, but a rehab facility, and was there with her, you know, after the surgery and some things like that. So I had several who reached out to, again, say they were including her in their prayers and, you know, had us in their thoughts. And again, I just want to say, you know, a big thank you to those of you who did that. This is a great community, and I feel very blessed to be a part of that, and to have, you know, people who I don't know in person necessarily, you know, think enough to reach out really does help a lot. She did come through the surgery fairly well. They had a little bit of a complication, but we've dealt with that. She's now at the rehab facility and having to learn to walk on the hip, which someone with vascular dementia, oh, we got a visitor just went through. Someone with vascular dementia and the level of heart failure that she's in, it's not going to be an easy process. The surgery was really more about a pain reduction than any meaningful recovery, rehab. Her heart's only going to let her do so much. So anyway, just wanted to say a quick thank you. So, all right, let's move on and get into what you're here for. So first, I'm gonna go through Market, because that's been the biggest event, right, that has happened in the last 6 weeks. And I'm sure you've probably watched Tara Sullivan, Sully Stitches, and if you follow her on Instagram, you saw a lot of the updates and things that we did while we were in Nashville. For those of you who don't know, once a year, the cross-stitch industry, needlework industry, has a large wholesale market that's in person, and that happens the first weekend of March in Nashville, Tennessee. Actually Franklin, just south of Nashville, and it's our only in-person wholesale market, and so it's kind of a big deal. In the last couple of years, really since COVID, there has been a virtual market that happens like in August, but this is the only one that's an in-person. So it's a very exciting weekend. Very little sleep. I did film a quick little wrap up on Monday morning when I got back. I watched that back and I thought, oh my goodness, I had no voice and looked exhausted, and I was exhausted, but anyway, so if you watched, thank you very much. So Tara went as my media help. There's not enough time when you get into a room to you know, take pictures and visit and get your orders and pay and all the things you need to do. So she took on the taking the pictures and kind of the media aspect for me, and I greatly appreciated it. Tara's just a good friend, and she's such a sweetheart. Though we have joked, and we joked about it on our Friday night with friends with Liz, that people thought she was my daughter. And my son, Adam, who, if you've been watching me for a while, know that he works with me. He goes with me, and he's our muscle. He hauls boxes and does all kinds of things. And this last year, he actually went into room and picked up orders and paid and did some things for me as well. And people were asking, were they brother and sister? So that was kind of funny. Their birthdays are actually only a couple of days apart. So I told her, I said, well, you know, it was, you know, like twins, only like 20 some years apart. But anyway, so she's a sweetheart. So if you want to have another, you know, kind of quick review via pictures, go back, look at her Instagram. She posted most of them on her Instagram and then just tagged my shop in them. So anyway, so that was a lot of fun. Let's see. I want to go through what's been super popular and is selling fast. We've already had several charts that we've had to do 2 and 3 reorders of. Oh God, I've got a stray hair that is driving me bananas. Sorry about that, guys. I'll go through kind of my picks so far, and also I've got some meta vendor that I'm going to be now carrying their product to the shop. I'm excited about that. So I'm going to quickly go through what's been popular. Sorry, I've got some, you know, I have allergies. I get allergy shots every week, and we're going into my worst time of the year with all the tree pollen. So bear with me. Okay, so everybody was super excited about the new linens from Fox and Rabbit. This one especially, this is obviously 40 count Dust Bunny. I'll flip it over. It's a beautiful gray with a very, very subtle modeling in it. You see the modeling a bit more in some pieces than others, but again, just a really beautiful gray. Then their other new release linen was Inca. This is a 40 count piece, as you can see. And now you see that modeling kind of at the top. So the base of this looks very much like Eureka, if you're familiar with their Eureka, but this one has modeling in it. And there we go. So it definitely is more of this buttery color with that modeling in it. I'm gonna open this up so that you can kind of get a better feel, there you go, for what that modeling looks like. It's very warm, really beautiful. So those were the two new Fox and Rabbit colors that everybody was very excited about. Needle Bling released a couple of new colors, and one being Pistachio. This is a 36 count example, and it really is a very beautiful linen. It's washing out a little bit. So really pretty. So this is from Needle Bling, and the big seller from Needle Bling, far as their linen has been concerned, has been suede. And again, this is gonna kind of maybe wash out a little bit. Let's see if I can get it to kind of. So if you're familiar with the Stacey Nash crackers that came out, the 3, and I don't think I have them up here. The Bobbin, Miss Maggie May, and Miss Hazel, the 3 new animal crackers that she released. She put those on 36 count suede. And so the 36 count suede was gone probably within 48, 72 hours, 2 to 3 days. So I do have a little bit of some of the other counts left, and I have a reorder in for the 36 counts. So, so those were just beautiful. Manny Di Donna Simone, she did actually come up with or have some 2 new, I'm not 100% sure if they're new linen colors or if she, just the first time she brought linen. But she had 2, one's called Fog Gray and the other is called The Beach. And they are really beautiful. They are not as Zweigart based, but they feel really nice. It's not a real loose weave. So I'm not sure just exactly what that is, what linen that is on. She is Italian, so I would imagine maybe she has a distributor or linen provider there that is not necessarily Zweigart, but it feels really nice. I have that in 32 and 36 count, so if you want to take a look at that, feel free. One of the big things every year is Kimberly Nugent from Samplers Not Forgotten comes in with just the sweetest kits. And the big seller was Violetta, which is a heart, and it is so sweet. And I'll try to include a picture of that one because I don't think I grabbed one of those. Adam actually gathered up most of these charts for me because he does the labeling and that kind of thing. So, and then he's been working on inventory. So he kind of sometimes sees what's going out the door quicker than I do, with the exception of linen, because I do all the linen. So, and he did say to me, oh, and don't forget Samplers Not Forgotten, but I don't think he pulled any of the kits, but she's got some really sweet kits, and her kits are very complete. So take a look at those. Then I'm just going to quick show some of the ones that I've already had to do some reorders of, and others that have just been really popular and that we really loved. So Linda Vinson from Needle Made Designs came to market with Catherine Scherer, S-H-E-R-A-R, and this has been really popular. I think people like that white house with the blue roof. It's just something different. And there's a white bird sitting on top of that of that house. But it's just a really sweet sampler. It's a Scottish sampler. The stitch count is 203 by 200. So in my mind, that kind of makes it a medium heading towards large. But if you're doing it on a 40 count, it's only a 10 by 10. So not too bad. So that's Catherine Shore. We've already had to reorder that. I just love this one. This is from the Primitive Hair, and not hoarding. So it's not hoarding if it's cross stitch. This is a mantra that we all can live by. We are collectors. We are not hoarders. I think that's sweet. So Jeanette Douglas has had Chubby Bird, Chubby Fox, Chubby Bunny, and now we have Chubby Bee. Isn't that cute? So if you want to stitch a little series that's quick and easy, you've got a new one to add, and it's called the Chubby Bee. So that's really cute. This one is flying out the door as well from Summer House Stitch Works. This is the first in this series. There'll be, of course, 3. So this one is the greatest of these series, and it's Faith. Hope and Love will be coming, I believe, May and July, I think were the next 2. But she had done the series with kind of this gradient color type stitching that were for the seasons. There was like, I think she started with Winter Cometh, and then went to Spring Awakens, Summer Refreshes, and Autumn Provides. And that's super popular. And everybody seemed to really love that gradient style of color in the stitching design. And so she did this one, The Greatest of These is Faith. Isn't that beautiful? Only uses 3 colors, which is nice. They're all DMC. Now on the navy and the gray green, you do use several skeins. I think you use 3 skeins each. But, you know, only 3 colors to gather. The stitch count on this one is 119 by 89. So really, really pretty. And again, another one that's heading right out the door pretty fast. Then from Shakespeare's Peddler, just about everything from Teresa, Miss Shakespeare's Peddler has just flown out the door. But this one is called Pretty in Pink. And I just saw Mama Joan just finished this one. And this is a piece or a motif from an antique family, one of the birth, marriage, and death record samplers that Teresa has. And this is a motif from that, called Pretty in Pink. Really sweet. Then there's the ever popular, let's see, show you both pieces of this one. There we go. Stars and Stripes. So Stars from Plum Street Samplers, Paulette, and Stripes is from Teresa Vanette from Shakespeare's Peddler. They did a collaboration, and this actually was an exclusive for a while on Teresa's website, Kitten Stitcher, and now they've released them for market for every shop to have. So stitched on graham cracker, I believe. So super, super popular. I ordered quite a lot of stars from Paulette because she's been having moderate to heavy printer issues. And so I thought, you know what, just in case that her printer gives her problems again after market, I'm going to order quite heavy. Well, I was really glad I did, because sure enough, until Monday of this week, she literally has not been able to fulfill the rest of her orders because her printer had such major issues, and the tech left again. She texted me on Monday. She's like, let's see what happens. And so she's cranking away this last 2 days, and you know, was really upset that she was causing such heartburn for some shops. But Stripes, I didn't order quite as heavy, and I should have, because I've actually had to place a third order now for stripes. So love both of these. And my understanding is there will be a future collaboration coming as well. So that's kind of exciting to look forward to. From Hands-On Design, Liberty Pennies has been a pretty big seller so far. She has Bountiful Bee, Liberty Pennies. I think there was another one. There's Gather, several. And if you'll notice, she has like a single pin, like a Just Another Button Company pin. And they did singles for all these designs. We were able to pick up the single pins that she uses in the finishing. So we have the acorn, the flag, and the bee, which are really cute. Again, just a 72 by 67, quick and really sweet finish if you're looking for some smalls. Let's see, this one was a surprise to me. This is from the Sweet Wing Studio, Goodness and Mercy. And I had seen her releases, and you know, sometimes you're kind of looking through what appeals to you and then what you think. And occasionally, you know, you just don't get it right. But I had a customer who sent me a pre-order shopping list and had this one on it. So it made me kind of go back and look at it again. So at Market, I added to my existing order with Goodness and Mercy, and that already sold out, and this is part of a reorder where we've already had to fill it. I think people really like these kind of skinny pillows. The stitch count is 104 by 33, but it's just a sweet little design. She stitched it on just like a 32 count lamb's wool, but you could use, you know, any kind of neutral, and this would look really nice. Okay, and from the Artsy Housewife, who, you know, Gigi's a fairly newer designer and has knocked it out of the ballpark with most of her first releases. She's got, if you'll remember, like Byron Blackbird is a big one that people have really loved. The Pear Tree Farm, something like that, I think was also the Golden Delicious. I think that they were really popular. And the bestseller for this year has been the Abalonia's Apple Tree. And I'm just going to put this up a little closer. Look at the detail on that fox. It is amazing the detail that she gets on her designs with her animals. It's just really cool. So this model in person was just really stunning. Okay. So next, and again, we're on the second or third ordering of floral etchings too from Heart and Hand. Cecilia also came out with another Tiny Town, which is pretty popular, Frosty. I don't think probably selling quite as fast because it's more of a winter design, but it is adorable as far as the Tiny Towns go. But the floral etchings 2, to match up with floral etchings 1, which came out last year, has just flown out the door. And Cecilia had these finished as individual pillows. Now she had them on 32 count. So let me get a quick, okay, so stitch count's 121 by 65. So on a 32 count, or no, 36 count, I'm sorry, 36 count, that's approximately 6.7 by 3.5 inches. I thought, boy, even if you did them on, you know, like a 40 or 46, and then filled a bowl full of these individual little flowers as pillows, wouldn't that be just sweet? So this one has been very popular. Another, the 12 Days of Christmas Stockings from Annie B's. Annie and her daughters are just the sweetest. That's the sweetest family. So that's 12 ornament designs that you're getting in one book, which is really nice. She had previously released these, I think, as part of her like a monthly club, but now they're all in one book. So that's really a nice deal, and also has been very popular. One of the absolute best, and I actually have it in my stash, the model when you walked into her room for Mini Mansions, and I'm sure you've seen it shown. I believe Jessica Sweetwater Stitcher just showed this as well. And I think that she and Liz, the Wandering Stitcher, are actually launching a stitch along, or maybe it's a start along on April 1st for Mini Mansions. And it is just stunning. Those birds, the house, the sentiment. In my father's house, there are Mini Mansions. I mean, it is just a sweet, sweet sampler. And it's only 134 by 162, so, you know, pretty doable. All done in DMC, which makes it nice. Really, really sweet. Now, Ray from Red Barn Samplers, I only pulled, I think, one of her little samplers, but I could have brought all of the samplers that she took. I think she had 6 or 7 releases, and they've all been extremely popular. But Louisa Marsh seems to be probably the most popular. Again, stitched, she gives you thread legends for DMC or SWA 103s. And it's only 118 by 152. So again, kind of a medium on the smallish side. And it's just, I think the colors, it looks kind of springy. So that may be, you know, forcing it to be more popular than some, because it does look a little springy. But check out all of the samplers that came from Red Barn Samplers this time. She really had some really nice ones. She has one that's called Uree, U-R-E-E, Fell, F-E-L-L. And that one really is a nice one as well. Okay, just a couple more. From Little Robin Designs, Emma Thatcher. This was one that seems to be really popular. The motifs with this one are really small. So I think when you get, you know, a motif finish, you feel very accomplished. So, but this one seems to be really popular as well. I know Tara loved it. The stitch count on this one is 237 by 201. So again, not just, you know, just a huge, huge sampler. Uses overdyes from Weeks, Gentle Art, and Classic Colorwork, so it's a combination of those. But she does, yes, and she does give you a DMC equivalent, you know, listed. So again, this is Emma Thatcher. I hope I'm leaving these up long enough for you to get a good look. The other one from Little Robin that absolutely flew out the door, and I don't even have a replacement yet, it's been ordered, is Straighten Your Crown. And that one was kind of a rectangular little pillow finish. If I've got a picture, I'll look through. Tara sent me in a Google Drive all the pictures she'd taken. Well, there was just a ton. So if there's a picture there, I'll look for it and I'll try to insert that one so you can see it, because that one also has just like screamed out the door. I mean, it was gone really soon. Another one that was super popular. Again, now this one is a little larger. This is Emma Badman Wadford. But I think people love all the variety of this color in here. And if, you know, and if you're not, let's see, and if you're not like someone who wants to stitch a religious type sampler or something like that, it's got an interesting saying on it, but you could leave that off if you wanted to, and you could always, you know, stitch this part. But it says, Jesus, permit thy gracious name to stand as the first effort of an infant hand. And while her fingers o'er this sampler move, engage her tender mind to seek thy love. With thy dear children may she bear a part, and write thyself thy name upon her heart. So it's actually, you know, a really endearing inscription. Words are hard this morning. So, love this one. That's from Erica Michaels. And let's see, it looks like the last one that also was super popular, and I actually will be showing my start on this one as well, is MH1860. And this is from Needlework Press. This is a small little sampler. Well, I shouldn't say small. It's 123 by 119. But on 40 count, which is what I'm stitching it on, it will only be 6 by 6. So that makes it a small sampler, right? I love this. I love the colors in it. It's just cheerful. I love the style of the font of the script of the alphabet. This part of the alphabet's in purple. Yes, Tara, it's in purple, which makes it even better. So this is also another one that we're on the second order of. Okay. So the last one that I'm going to show that was Market is also one that is in my stash. And this is the beautiful Serenity from Teresa Kogut. Let me put that up so you can see it. Now this is a big girl. But my, oh my, how beautiful. It's all done symmetrically, but I love the way the alphabet is done and in the blocks. It's just a different style, which is so pretty. The stags are just so stately looking. You get these neat little birds and butterflies and the urns. Just really speaks to me. Really, really beautiful. Like I said, this one is a big one. Let me get you the, okay. Stitch count 338 by 340. So definitely pretty good size. On a 40 count, that's a 16 and 7/8. So basically by 17. So basically a 17 by 17 sampler when finished. And then you're framing. But Serenity is gorgeous. Now Teresa also had the Hello Spring book, which has, I think, 8 designs in it, and that's a good value as well. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Now, we had several designers who did not attend Market, but sent out new releases at the same time. And I did not, and I apologize, I did not pull, or Adam did not pull, he probably didn't think about it, because they're already filed into the actual drawers for those designers rather than out on the market tables. But Scarlet House, Tanya, had a release of 4 different designs, and probably the most popular, well, I know the most popular out of those 4 has been Stitcher's Alphabet. So take a look at that. We're on second order or maybe in third order of a Stitcher's Alphabet. Cottage Garden Samplings had this Symphony of Friendship, which she came out with. And you know, she just does the best, the most beautiful birds. So this one is gorgeous. Now again, this is also kind of a larger design, 379 by 229. Really, really beautiful. And Linda Lautenschlager from Chessie and Me had her things put out by Hoffman. And I'm going to leave these in the bags because Linda still puts an actual photograph on the front. And so you get more of a glare off of the photograph because she uses a glossy paper instead of a matte. But here is one of her. She had 3, I believe. This is Return of the Whales. And I'll kind of do it like that so you can see the little pillow. You know, almost every year at Market, she releases some kind of little small that's nautical in nature. And this is this year's. And for the Quaker lovers, this is called Quaker Star Needfuls. And this is a really, really nice pattern. Again, this is, you know, there's a picture in here, so I'm just going to show you. You got the 3 little motifs, you know, up in here. And then I think this is finished into a bag. Yes, because on the back, there's the back of the bag where she's just put some wool on the back. So, Quaker Star Needfuls. Those last 2, and then the third one which is a sampler from Chessie and Me, just arrived yesterday. You had to order those through Hoffman because she didn't come to market. So they just arrived, and we'll have those in the shop by the end of today. Okay, so let's see. I think that was everything that we noticed that has been super popular, or, you know, selling fast. There were lots and lots of other designs. We couldn't get into all the rooms, but I've tried to go back and maybe pick up some through Hoffman that I didn't get a chance to get into the room and visit. Excuse me. My allergy medicine really just makes me so sleepy all the time, especially right now. And so, anyway, I digress. My yawn like also blanked out my brain. Anyway, I was gonna let you know that, so I was able to meet up with the reps from NPI. And that is one silk that I do love. If you're a Kathy Barrick stitcher, you know that she stitches or uses NPIs on all of her models. Her daughter tends to use a little bit of them. There's a lot of designs that come out with NPI. And so I will now be carrying NPI in my shop. My silks were actually FedExed to me yesterday, Wednesday the 20th. So they should be here in the next day or 2. We've purchased new thread drawer, these large cabinets with thread drawers in them for all of the silks to go in, and I'm super excited. We will be, over the weekend, getting things rearranged. I've had to order some more vertical file cabinets. We try to hang all of our charts in vertical files because that keeps them from being getting the edges so bumped and things like that. So I've ordered new vertical file cabinets as well, and we're going to be doing some rearranging. So I'm very excited about the NPI silks. I love using NPI, and so look for those in the shop coming very soon, very soon. Okay, so I think that kind of wraps up market. If, you know, we've been just super busy. I actually had to travel, like I said, because of my mom's last weekend. So I ended up having to take the shop offline for 2.5 days to try to catch up, because of the fact that I wasn't here for for like a day and a half of that. And also just the sheer volume. We were getting kind of further and further behind rather than catching up each day. So hated to do that, but you know, we still have the same things, and we're still here, and the order volume has picked back up, but at least we're catching up so that you're not having to wait so long. I did set the shipping parameters at 1 to 5 business days. That's the trick. Please remember, it's business day. I don't work 24/7. I could work 24/7, but I don't. So I have been putting in about 12-hour days, and Monday through Friday. Saturday I've been working quite a lot as well, and then trying to, you know, maybe put in even a couple hours in on a Sunday, which I don't normally like to do. So, but we want to get things out to you as quick as possible, so bear with us. Okay, real quickly, I'm going to kind of reset, and you won't even notice it, but I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. All right, so I've got my book of days, and here's my February. I sticker a little bit. I don't go totally wild, but I do sticker a little bit. And my March. So I go back and I look to, you know, when's the last time that I filmed, which was on February 5th. And I look to see, what did I finish what were my assignments in that time period between then and now, so that you can kind of see what, what I've been doing. And the first one that I'm going to show you, which I did not finish my February homework. I got close, but I did not finish it. I just, with market and everything that happened, I just flat ran out of time. But anyway, my first one is we're stitching Autumn on Lazy Bear Mountain. And I am to the 4th assignment, which there's a line that goes right here under that first row of windows and goes down to the bottom of the fence. And so it's the bulk of that house. If you can kind of see that. So, and I'm not showing threads today, guys. Oh, and I forgot my board. I'm not showing threads today because I have gotten my threads into the wrong bag, which has been not cool because I was having to really dig to even find where my threads disappeared to for some. And so I'm just going to show you the design and then my work. All right, here's my work on Autumn on Lazy Bear Mountain. So as you can see, I am almost finished with the house. I need to do the, I believe I just need to, I need to fill in the windows. There's the top row, you see it has like a pumpkin color fill in. So there should be a pumpkin color fill in on the rest of the windows. And then I need to extend the fence over. And then I will be finished. And I will be launching right into March, and of course we're already to the 21st of March, so it may take me a minute to actually get completely caught up on that one. I had several days where I did not get to stitch. We did not stitch in Nashville. I did stitch the night before we had to leave, so that was like 4 or 5 days of no stitching. And then there's been, at least I'm looking at March, there's been 4 days that I've not had any stitching, which is a bummer, but it is what it is. My next one is And Heaven and Nature, Sing by Kathy Barrick. Beautiful, beautiful chart. And I was just working on this last night, so, and you know me, I don't iron. I also discovered a mistake, so I'm kind of bummed about it, but it's going to take me a minute to get it fixed. And here it is. So our homework assignment for March was to fill in more of the deer, which I have done, the basket between his back 2 legs, which I'm going to have to move because I'm over too far, and then the 2 trees, which I have the base of the trees done, but you fill in the middle with some, I think it's a white, NPI white, and then there's a little bird, I believe, on the top of the top tree. So there's my work on Heaven and Nature. Beautiful. And I'm still stitching that one with NPIs. Okay. The next one is Dwelling Place from Teresa Kogut. Absolutely gorgeous. I was talking to her at market and she said that this actually started out to be a patriotic piece and then it kind of ended up not necessarily being really patriotic. If you'll notice, there's no flag or anything like that, but the colors and the star border and the kind of the firecracker border, you know, here at the bottom, that's kind of how it started out. And then she just said she ended up making it something different, but it's just beautiful. So I did catch up my homework assignment. I finished February and was able to finish March. So February took me all the way up the side. Can you see that? I'm gonna have to kind of get back. It's a big sampler. So that took me all the way up the side. I'm a bottom right-hand starter. And then the March assignment took me down the first block, down the next side, which I was very grateful that it was letters. It did not take very long to catch up. So I'm completely caught up on this one right now. It's beautiful. I'm gonna show you this part close up. Gorgeous. Kind of see it like that. Really, really pretty. And I'm stitching that with Called For Colors, and it's on a 40 count linen from Atomic Ranch. It's called Embellish. And if you have any questions of these, of course, you know, don't hesitate to, you know, put a comment in, and I do read them all. Sometimes I don't get back to you very quickly, but I do read them all. Okay, and my next one is this handsome, this handsome guy. Folksy Thomas. Isn't he cool? And this is where I am. So on this one, I did the assignments. Basically, I just broke him up into blocks, and you could choose whatever block you wanted to start. So some have gone right down the middle because they wanted to get to the dessert first and stitch Thomas. I'm doing my veggies, and I'm saving Thomas as my dessert. But I absolutely love this color palette. It just speaks to me. It's hard for me to put this one down whenever I start on Thomas. So this month I'm doing all of my other things first, and then I'll work on Thomas at the end. So it's Folksy Thomas. I'm stitching that on a Lakeside linen. I believe it is Vintage Lentil. 40 count. And then let's see, oh, one more here. Live on Little from Plum Street Samplers. This is another killer from Paulette. She makes you work. There's a lot of stitching in there, guys. But again, the color palette to this one really just speaks to me right now. And this is where I am. So I finished the star, which is kind of ghosty. I'm gonna pull it up so you can see. Kind of see it there. It's kind of ghosty. I guess it's a sun. It's supposed to be like the sun. And I finished the floral border, the first chunk of water with grass above. And I am not going to do I'm not gonna do all of this. I'm going to do the waves. If you can kind of see there's waves, and probably a line or two of water below, but I'm not gonna put in the lobsters, and I think it's lobsters, whales, and maybe a mermaid there at the end. But I'm just going to use the water only. I am excited to get to that flag. Paulette really knows how to design a flag. So again, Live on Little. Stitching it on 46 count. This is a Victorian motto linen. It's really beautiful. Okay, Friday nights. Friday nights are for Hawk Run Hollow. And my group of gals that I've been stitching with, doing most of our assignments with, we broke this one up starting in October for Becky Socks for Mom's birthday. And this was the first block. And on the last time, now we didn't stitch this last Friday because I did the stitching with the Friday Night with Friends, And then I had to pack to get ready to leave super early the next morning to go to where my mom is. But on the Friday before, I had gotten this finished. And so we have block 1. It took us 4 months to do block 1. There's a lot of stitching in that bottom section. That water seemed to go forever. But isn't that beautiful? I'm stitching this on Old Gold from Fiber on a Whim, 40 count. And it really is beautiful. So our next assignment, I believe for March, I think is we're supposed to do the seaweed. So tomorrow night I will be working on the seaweed. So there's our Friday night. Okay, so that takes me through assignments. Now, in February, not so much this, well, I take that back. In February, I had shown you where I had done, I had the itsy bitsyest, tiniest start. And so I thought, oh, this is ridiculous on Eliza Hill's sampler. So after I filmed, yes, so I filmed on the 5th. So I gave Eliza some love on the 10th of February. And I don't think I've picked her up since, but I did go ahead and get the border finished. And I did a little, can you see this? I can't see what you're seeing, so. I did a little basket. I'm not very good with, I know Olivia does something like this, you know, so she can see, but I did that little basket, put in a couple of the little berries, and that's Eliza Hill's. So this is kind of my free time stitching, you know. Yvette says we have to eat our vegetables first and then have dessert, and our free time stitching is our dessert, but occasionally I don't eat my vegetables first. So, but I did get a little more done on Eliza. So now that her border is finished, I can, you know, go to town on it. Let's see, after Eliza, so that was on Saturday the 10th. Then on Saturday the 17th, I've been trying to do like a small for the month, just to increase the amount of little smalls. So like for my dough bowls or little tucks that I can put into my decor. And so I started and finished this little Bent Creek holiday design called Happy Valentine. It's really cute, and it's one of the snappers. This is an older design, yeah, 2004. This has been in my stash for a long time. But I thought, you know, I'll just pull that out. It's a cute little, make a cute little pillow or a little flat. And so I stitched that real quick. Put in my little snaps, and there it is. So there's my Valentine small, my February Valentine small. So next year I'll get that sent off and have it finished. Or if I make it a pillow, I'll just do it myself. Anyway, that'll be fun. So then after market, yes. So March the 9th, we jump forward because the next couple of Saturdays I was down in Springfield with my mom again. And the following Saturday I was in Nashville. And then the following Saturday after that, which was March 9th, I was so taken by MH, which happened to be my initials, MH. If you go by my first name, Mary Hollis. And I was looking for, you know, something that was also kind of springy looking, be like a little spring. And the other name for MH1860 is the bunny, the green bunny sampler. There is a green bunny in this sampler. So I started this on the 9th. I did not get to work on it much that next week, but I took it with me to the hospital last weekend with my mom, and on Saturday night, I didn't get to, actually in the hospital, I didn't get to do much, but I think maybe I got it out and put in maybe a couple of stitches and then had to put it back in the bag. But on that night, after I left the hospital, I think I stitched on it from like, maybe 9 p.m. until about midnight. So love, love, love the progress on this. And I did actually, I think, work on it on Sunday, the 17th as well. After I drove home, I got back home to Kansas City. I'm about 3 hours away from my mom. So I did get back home around like 3:45, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and did a few things, unpacked and what have you. My husband had left for Phoenix earlier in the day. Oh, there's a good picture right there color-wise. And so I did put in some more work on it, but I just really love it. And really the bulk of it, is that house. So I think I'll be able to get a finish on this one fairly soon. So that was exciting to do and made me feel good. I do have the colors kind of out. Not a lot of threads. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 skeins. It's not bad. And then my last one to show you, Tuesday, we're stitching the moons. A couple of the ladies and I are stitching the moons, and so the equinox was on Tuesday the 19th, and that meant it was time to start the spring moon from Plum Street Samplers. I'm stitching this one with all the called for, so I'm using the baked clay, and there's my start from that evening, about an hour's worth of stitching. Not a lot, not a big start. Matter of fact, I only pulled 2 of the colors for that night just to work on, so 2 of the greens. I do think I'm going to pull it back out this weekend and start on that blue flower. I think that's peacoat, so I'm going to pull some of that peacoat and put in some of that blue. I want to add some color. So, spring moon. Okay. There are all of my assignments, whips, new starts, and my one little finish. I did get for Lazy Bear, I don't know, well, you probably do watch Sully Stitches, Tara. She had purchased some of these boxes that actually have like a foam insert that you could put a sewing bobbin into. The NPI, so I bought some. The NPI bobbins are a little larger than like a typical Singer bobbin or sewing machine bobbin. So they're a little wider, so they don't fit into those styrofoam inserts. So I just pulled the insert out, and this is awesome. I love this. And my paper that's in here, these are Vicki Clayton silks, and I have quite a few of her silk conversions for several samplers, and so that's the little paper that she gives you that shows you what the conversion is, and so I can just keep it, in here right on top, and there's my conversion information, and all of my bobbins just sit right in here. I can see the colors, just pull them out as I need them. And boy, I really like this. It goes right into my project bag. Super simple and easy. And then my silks aren't all over the place, or I'm not digging in a bag trying to figure out which one I need, because I can see the color, the numbers of the silk and the name, because she does do a name and a number just right on top. Super simple. Got those on Amazon. So if you love that, there's a little PSA for you. Okay, let me push that aside and let's start with a little spring stitching. So I was talking about trying to do like a little small each month or something to add to my finishes so that I can get them FFO'd and have them either, if I do it quickly, I can get them out this month, and add to the spring decor, or I can, have it FFO'd for next year, like the little Valentine guy. This year, you know, we have St. Patty's and Easter in the same month, because Easter is, I think, the 31st. So it presents a bit of a challenge for you if you're trying to decorate by the month like I do. So I pulled out, and I thought I would show you some of what I have. And I'm gonna start with my Irish pillow. I stitched this guy forever ago, and it sat in a 2B FFO'd, and back then probably 2B framed pile for years. And I don't even remember when I pulled this out to finish. I believe I bought this fabric in Minnesota when we were living in Minnesota, which would have been like 2013, 2014, and then pulled him out and finished him into a pillow. But I really like him. So I did put him out because I was so late to the game and getting everything decorated. I did post a picture on my Instagram. I kind of built a shrine to St. Patty's in my decor. Instead of having it spread out throughout the house, I literally just put it all into like one corner. I only pulled out some of my very, very favorite pieces. I have a lot of St. Patty's decor. Some of it's antique, some of it is handmade, you know, different things. Most of it's antique. And I keep looking over because I'm looking at that corner. I'm gonna have to disassemble it, but I thought, well, I'll show you, you know, what I did pull out that was actually stitched, which is my, you know, my pillow guy, my little leprechaun. Look at the Irish to ye. And before I put it away, because I'll be putting it away today. So then, but it does count, you know, it does count as spring, you know, spring decor in my book anyway. Kind of rearrange it, if you could see the mess. So then my other thing that I had done was Hands On Design has their year of celebrations. And this one is March. I thought that was adorable. This is from Year of Celebrations, the first one. And then she's got a second one that's Celebrate 2 or Seasons 2, something like that. A year of, you know, a year of. So this one's from the first one though. This is March, and I found this grapevine shamrock. I think it was like Joann's or Walmart, or yeah, it could have been Walmart, who knows, one of the big box stores. And I thought, well, that would be cute just to let that, you know, March hang. So this just hangs on the wall for the month of March. So, I'll show that to you. Isn't that cute? And it's just obviously finished, mounted on a flat, and then put onto some more of that same shamrock fabric. I have another couple of things. They're Irish blessings that I've stitched, but I didn't even get those out this year. They weren't going to be out long enough. So then I have pulled out, and I'll show you my spring stitching finishes that I do display. And we'll start with, and I don't have the charts out. These are just the stitches, the finished stitches. This is a Brenda Gervais with fine needle and thread pattern. And I want to say, I don't remember what the name of this one is. Spring Parade, maybe? You're probably hollering it right out, but anyway, this one I mounted on a board, and I actually created like a ruffling with some fabric that I had. It was just like out of like a fat quarter, I think, that I had purchased, and added the ruffle on. It actually has magnets on the back, because there for a while I was mounting it to then another board. But lately I've actually just been sitting it in a stand, an easel stand. And I kind of like that better. So this one, Easter Parade, maybe? I just don't remember. I'm sorry. Next, this is from Hands On Design. This is more chocolate bunnies. And you can see it says life needs more chocolate bunnies. This again is also just mounted with magnets on a board that I got at Hobby Lobby. This was when she came out with, I think it was the first time Kathy did a collaboration with sulky threads, and so I wanted to see how I liked the sulky threads, and so I stitched it, and they were really nice. It's one strand. So the coverage is awesome. I think it's on 30s. I believe I stitched this on a 36 count. Life needs more chocolate bunnies. And this is from Heart and Hands, Cecilia. Oh boy, rabbit something. I'm so sorry. I don't remember. I've stitched these quite a while ago. I actually was able to get some of the flannel. This is actually finished with flannel that her finisher used. And I ordered it and finished it in a pillow. And I absolutely love this design. And boy, you know, it's gone right out of my head what the name of this one is. Rabbit something, but it is definitely a Heart and Hand design. Here's an oldie. I don't even remember who the design is from, but it's called Is It Spring Yet? Could be Waxing Moon Designs, maybe. I just don't remember. And I stitched this one a long time. This has probably been, gosh, I don't know. This is on Lilac Lugana. I don't stitch on Lugana anymore. I haven't for a long time. So this is probably, you know, been stitched for probably 12, 13 years. So, but it's really cute, and I still put it out. I still like it. Then I have Easter Peep from Brenda Gervais. And I think this is only available maybe on her site. I don't know. This was I know, a sought after pattern for quite some time. I believe she actually stitched this 1/1. I did not. I stitched it, I think on a 36 count is how I did mine. And I think I did it with two strands because I really wanted that really heavy coverage like she did with her 1/1. So that's Brenda Gervais with a needle and thread Easter Peep. And it's just backed with some, you know, some sweet primrose fabric. Then you saw these recently because I had them finished. This is from Stacey Nash, Velvet Parsnip. I did not do mine in the parsnip finish. I just stitched the bunny and sent it off to my finisher with some velvet, and she added the chenille and did it as just a sweet pillow. But this is the Velvet Parsnip design that I believe came out last year at Market. And then this is my adaptation of the Brenda Gervais wordplay for April. I showed this last year when I stitched it and kind of rearranged things and finished it and made it into, or had my finisher make it into a pillow for me. And I really like the way that it came out. And then the biggest one that I display, and the last one I'll show you of my finishes, this is Dreaming of Tulips. And of course, it's got glass on the front, so there will be some glare, and I apologize for that. But this is from Rosewood Manor, and it's Dreaming of Tulips, and this is my conversion. So Dreaming of Tulips is done all in these reds. And I decided to pick some of my favorite Classic Colorworks colors. It's all done in Classic Colorworks, and make it a little brighter. And so this is Dreaming of Tulips. I love, this one hangs all year long. It just doesn't necessarily hang. I move it from my upstairs room to the downstairs for a little more prominent display at this time of the year. And it'll probably stay up, you know, to at least, you know, beginning of May, mid-May maybe. So that's what I have, and I hope that's all. I don't know. Sometimes, you know, then I go and I'm like, oh gosh, there's another piece, because it's mixed into decor somewhere, or it's in a box downstairs or something and I've forgotten to show it. But I was going through my spring patterns and trying to figure out if there was another small that I wanted to do, because I think I'll be able to finish this MH 1860, the Green Bunny sampler, pretty quickly. And so I was looking and I thought, well, I'll show some. So one of my favorites, and I think probably one of your favorites as well, because we sell a lot of this, is from Scattered Seed Samplers. This is Spring Gathering. This is the female version of the duo, and I don't have Spring Delivery in my stash, but this is Spring Gathering. So she's gathering up the eggs. You get the pink eggs here. In Spring Delivery, he is the daddy, so to speak, has the pipe, and he's got the chicks in his basket because they've been delivered. Okay. So that's a consideration. And then I have an old pattern of Spring Smalls. I had done her Summer Smalls, and I think maybe even the Winter Smalls, and I just never stitched the Spring Smalls from Lizzie Kate. So I thought, well, I could pull out one of these. I specifically really like this one. And of course I could do the spring. All of these are good. And if I want a little more of a challenge, there's Jump Into Spring from Jeanette Douglas. I love the color palette. You know, you've got some satin stitching and some eyelets and different things, but it is really pretty. So I was looking at that one. And then really reaching back into my stash, this is 2015 from Shepherd's Bush, Spring Trifles. Well, this one kind of appeals to me. And this is an old Lizzie Kate too, Hop Squared, I guess. I thought, well, that's cute. And then there's Spring from Lila Studios. She's got all 4 of the seasons. Actually, all 4 of the seasons are the picture that is across the front of my shop page, my home page. I love that one. Then I've got a whole ton from Brenda Gervais with a needle and thread. Spring Frolic. And I have a round thing that I bought that this would actually fit right into. It's like a pale blue tray that has like a decorative edge that's raised on it, and this actually would fit right into that tray. So I thought, oh, that would be cool. So I could pull that out and stitch it. But this again is 94 by 101. Not totally a small. So that one's a possibility. This is an older one from With a Needle and Thread, Brenda Gervais. This is 3 Tulips. But I do love this one. Again though, 132 by 200. This is not a small. And I absolutely just love this Springtime Social. Again, from Brenda Gervais. This is a little more small. It's 110 by 65. This came out in 2010. Oh, I really like that. And then there's Spring Delivery. So that makes me, this is Spring Delivery, so I think that the one that I have stitched on the brown is, on the Havana, is probably Spring Parade. So this is Spring Delivery. I like these tulips under here. I think they're really cool. And then there's Peter and Peep. not really a small, 215 by 140. But isn't that cool? I just need to start it a lot earlier. I don't think it can be just a spring small. Then there's Bunny & Co. 156 by 95. I'll turn it a little bit more so you can see it a little better. That one's cute too. But actually, you know, very similar, right, to Peter and Peep. If you look at it, it's, I should have taken these out of the plastic. Very similar. And then the newer ones, the robins are here. Little fat robins. Our yard is full of fat robins right now. We have tons. Then Spring Awakens. Carol Saltbox Stitcher just finished this one. It's really cute. I would probably punch up the colors maybe just a little bit though. It's a little bit drab in my opinion. That's just for me, my color palette. Then the Rabbit in the Rose. This is another really beautiful one. Oh, so here's another Easter Parade. So maybe that other one I have is not Easter Parade. So this is Easter Parade. This is 80 by 112. This one I actually have kitted. So it's a strong consideration. Then there's everything from the Easter, the Jelly Bean Jubilee book from her, from Brenda Gervais with the Needle and Thread. So I was kind of thinking of maybe stitching this one. Let me see if I can get the book or the picture so you can see it just a little better. Let's see. Where's the picture? Okay, actually that could be a cute little small. So there's several in this book that that's only 49 by 31. That would be easy to do. This one would be easy to do. Let's see. Hold, please. Okay, and then this one. That would be really adorable as well. Love that. And that's 65 by 32. So again, that's probably more doable if I think about it. I don't know. I just think I love all of the ones in this book. No, aren't those sweet? So that's Jelly Bean Jubilee. That's a strong contender. This is assuming I have just all kinds of time. Hare's Hunt from Plum Street Samplers. I like her whole Hare's series, but Hare's Hunt is just really sweet. You got them walking through with their baskets looking for the eggs in the tulips. Love that one. Then there's Country Cottage Needleworks, April Showers, Spring May Flowers. I like the colors to this one. Then there's Kathy's Spring Pin Drum. This is from Kathy Barrick. This came out in 2022. I like that rabbit. And I love that she threw in some, you know, terracotta type colors. Isn't that sweet? That's really a good one too. Now, 169 by 77. So probably not really a small. Though you could, if you wanted to, you know, pull out a couple of the motifs off of it and make them like into some little small pillows. And then the biggest one that I've had since like 2011, this is Eggs All Around. Oh, from Glendon Place. I love Glendon Place designs. I love Cheryl's artistic point of view, the things that she designs are so beautiful, but boy, oh boy, are they a booger to stitch on some of them. I did Sleepy Hollow, and I was so proud of it. But, okay. And I think, let's see, I think that's it. I did want to show you a quick little, I'm running on forever today, guys. I did just get this. So this is a little bit of haul, but also could be a little spring kit. It's the Pincushion Kit, Fresh Produce. And the only thing you really have to assemble is the tag with the bunny and the flower on it. And I think you have to, you have to just separate the, you have to kind of cut into the felted wool on the carrots, but the carrots are already done, which is nice. So I thought, you know, I'll do that. That's a cute little, just comes as a cute little kit that I ordered. You know, I didn't get this wholesale. It's a retail purchase from Just Another Button Company. So I am going to do that and throw it into a tray because I think that will be just absolutely adorable. So there's my spring stitching kind of highlight on what I have in my stash. I'm sure that, you know, lots of people have tons of other things in their stash that they love too. But anyway, so those are some of my considerations. I thought I would share those with you. Since you saw my Fresh Produce Pincushion Kit, I'll show you, that kind of segues a little bit into haul, and I'll show you real quickly what I have, which is not a lot. You saw Many Mansions and you saw Serenity. So far, those are the only two things that really are new designs from Market that I have. But I've ordered a couple other things, and then I'm in a couple of clubs. So this one is the new club kit from Circle of Friends from Silver Needle in Tulsa. And it's called Flowers and Friendships. This is by the Scarlet House. And it is a full kit, including the pins. I thought that was really pretty. And since it's a Circle of Friends, that's appropriate for the friendships. This could be a cute spring one too. Spring into summer. Okay. So that's new. I did order, and this could be a new spring small as well, Grandma's Candy Dish. Should add that into my spring stash from Brenda Gervais. So I got that one. And then while I was at it, I ordered the Light of Winter, which of course is supposed to be the companion to Winter Rose Manor, which I do have stitched and up on the wall. I do really like this one. I think I would probably change the linen. I think she has it on Winter Brew. I would probably change the linen, but I do really like this design. So those were two new things. Let me put those separately because I have to put them into my cross stitch app. Do you guys use the X Stitch app? I do. I absolutely love it. I got from Thread Milk Designs from Lori in her room. Adorable, love, love, love the Halloween. That's my jam. That, you know, she's got, let's see if I can get this where you can kind of see like just a sample of what the little tags look like. I love this one. And this is patriotic. So it's all patriotic. Probably the two seasons that I stitched the most of. So I picked those up when I was in Lori's room at Market. I did get a limited edition mystery thread pack, which I will open. I have not opened it yet. From Gentle Art while I was in their room. 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 5. These don't usually ever have names. They're just all limited edition colors that you can get, and it's just kind of fun to add to your stash. So there you go. There's the colors for this year, the limited edition colors for this year. They look like they're fairly highly variegated. This is probably the least variegated. This is definitely highly variegated. That would look really pretty in some kind of a fall stitch. Again, this one maybe in some kind of a springy stitch. Then you get a darker one, and then another one that would look really pretty in a fall stitch. So there's the mystery pack. I hadn't opened that one yet, so yay, like that one. I did get my March Thread Club. I get just the primitive neutrals from Color and Cotton. So those are nice colors for spring. So that arrived, that's the other club. And then a little bit of linen that I pulled. Tara and I, if you watched her video, her market recap video, you saw we split a yard of Butterscotch Baby. And this is a 40 count, and this is from Shakespeare's Peddler Kitten Stitcher. This is Graham, well, I don't know what she called, Wabi Sabi, I think actually is what she calls them, the Wabi Sabi linen. So it's not showing, there's a little bit truer to color. But anyway, it's called Butterscotch Baby. So we did split a yard of that. Latest things I've added to my linen stash. This is Small Potatoes from Lap and Loops. This is a 40 count. I really like that. Really pretty. And this one is Desert Taipan. And this is from Fox and Rabbit. This was a new color this last year. Like maybe back in the spring. Or maybe it was the fall before. Sometime in the last year or so. This is Desert Taipan, and this is a 40 count. It gets kind of washed up the closer you go, but there is just the most subtle modeling to it. Really, really pretty color. So that's what I have for my haul. Not too bad, not too bad at all. Where's my notes? Let's see where we are, guys. I kept you for what seems like ever and a day. Thank you for your patience if you've stuck around this long. Okay, last thing to do. I have 2 giveaways. We have Summer Stitcher Needle Book Kit from La Di Da. And you just needed to use the word summer in your comment. This is a complete kit. I just have so many of these, I know I won't stitch it. And the winner for this one was Kim, the stay-at-home quilter. Congratulations. Please reach out to me. We'll need your address so I can send this to you. So if you will send me an email, I have my email address in the box below. And again, it's Kim, the stay-at-home quilter, for the Summer Stitcher Needle Book Kit. Congratulations. And Autumn Rose was the next one. Again, complete kit to finish. She even has the pencil in here. And Autumn was the word, and the winner was Teresa Naples 5958. And of course, that's probably, you know, your handle, your YouTube handle, but Teresa Naples 5958. So congrats. Please reach out to me via email with your shipping address so that I can get those out to you ASAP. We try to get those out pretty quick. I don't have any new giveaways for this one. I will probably for the next video. It was all I could do to kind of pull all this together. And anyway, I've been on here for way too long with you guys. So I got to get to work, and I'm sure you've got other things you need to do. And if you've stuck with me, thank you so much. I'm glad to kind of get to sit down and visit with everybody again and get caught up a little bit. Hopefully this spring treats you well. Your allergies aren't too bad. I'm taking my meds every day and getting my shots I have to go for shots later today. And anyway, have a good day. Remember to create every day, and I hope to see you again soon. Thank you so much. Bye-bye now.